Ladies and gentlemen and Pokemon fans of the world, what is going on? Crasher Chase is back and allow me to make my return to making Pokemon X and Y analysis videos. I do apologize for the lack of uploading I've been doing in this instance, so it's time to get back on track by doing, in my opinion, another mascot Pokemon for X and Y, being Sylveon, which is the newest evolution introduced in Pokemon history. So, without further ado, it's time to take a look at things like its typing, abilities, stats, and some set ideas I have for y'all. Let's do it! So, with Sylveon, it has the Mono Fairy typing, which is really good, considering that it has an immunity to Dragon type moves, also has a resistance to Fighting, Dark, and Bug type moves, which is actually really unique and quite helpful, to be honest with you. Now, as for its abilities, the first one it gets is known as Cute Charm, which has a 30% chance to cause infatuation if your opponent is not only of the opposite gender, but makes physical contact with you, which can be really good, but at the same time, kind of not so good, because say if your opponent is the same gender, this ability is absolutely useless. Um, but it does have its uses as well, so let's not completely knock this ability. The hidden ability that it has is known as Pixelate, which works like Refrigerate and Aerialate if you are Mega Pinsir, in which any normal type move that Sylveon uses gets a 30% boost in its power and turns into a Fairy type move, which means that it also gets Stab, which gains more power, which is even more awesome. Now, as for its stats, take a look at them. They're really not that bad. It has 95 HP, 65 attack, 65 defense, 110 special attack, 130 special defense, and base 60 speed. So, this guy will not be outpacing any Pokemon anytime soon. Well, I shouldn't say any, but it is fairly slow. Um, but it kind of makes up for its low speed with its pretty awesome bulk on the special side, and base 65 defense really isn't that bad either, but you need to invest heavily on it if you want to be taking hits on the physical side. And you're probably thinking base 65 attack in comparison to its base 110 special attack, not that good, but I'm actually going to be opening up this set idea video with a set idea that actually includes how to use its physical attack. And its special defense being at base 130, it's basically on par with Umbreon. And you guys remember the Curse and Payback set with Umbreon. Man, that was a pain in the ass to deal with. So, without further ado, it's time to move on to the first set, which I think is my favorite set. So with this first set here, I'd like to introduce to you to Umbreon 2.0. The nature that we're going to be giving it is a careful nature to lower its special attack and increase its special defense. And the ability that we're going to be going with is known as Pixelate because it is the most useful ability in this situation. And as for the item, we have Leftovers to increase your chance of survivability and restore HP at the end of each turn. As for the EV spread, we're going to be fully investing in HP and special defense with 252 HP and 252 special defense, and the 4 are going to be going into attack. Now you can invest the rest into speed, and you're probably thinking, well, why would you want to do that? The reason being is because if you come across another Sylveon that runs the exact same set and doesn't run the remaining EVs into speed, then you will always be able to outspeed it, which is crucial. But chances are, any Sylveon set that you come across, you probably will not be seeing a set like this. It will either be like a special attacking variant or a supportive variant. So, as for the move set, we're going to be running Curse because it's a move that it can learn via Egg Move. And what this move does is it lowers your speed and increases your attack and defense by 1 stage. Now, the next 2 moves is the Rest and Sleep Talk combination, and by now, you guys should know what Rest and Sleep Talk does. And the last move that we have is known as Quick Attack, And Quick Attack is a normal base 40 priority move, but with the Pixelate activation, this move gets a 30% boost in its power and turns into a fairy type move, and also gets Stab, which increases its power even further. So being able to have priority no matter how slow you are is always good. Now, for some moves to consider, I have two here. The first one being Return, being a very powerful base 102 move if you have max happiness with Sylveon. Although it doesn't get priority, it has no recoil. Now, the next move to consider is known as Double Edge, which is a very solid base 120 normal type move, which also affects Pixelate along with Return. However, not only does it lack the priority, it also has a recoil, that being that you lose HP every single time you hit your opponent with Double Edge. So please keep that in mind. Although, I really don't see why you would want to run any other offensive move other than Quick Attack. I think having priority, no matter how slow you are, is always good to have. So this basically wraps up this set here. It's time to move on to the next one. So with this next set idea here, we're going to be focusing on the supportive role that Sylveon can very effectively take on. The nature that we're going to be giving it is a bold nature to increase its physical defense and lower its physical attack. We won't be needing it during this set. And the ability that we're going to be using is Cute Charm, because it is the more useful ability than its hidden ability, Pixelate, which does nothing for this set. And the item for choice is going to be Leftovers to increase your survivability at the end of each turn. The EV spread, 252 are going to go into HP, 252 into physical defense, and 4 into speed. And as for the moveset, Heal Bell and Wish. We're just screaming Cleric here. Heal Bell heals your team of any status afflictions, that being paralysis, burn, poison, sleep, and even freezing, which is absolutely incredible. And Wish is a 2-turn recovery move. So with that said, if you want to Wish Pass, in other words, you use your Wish and then you switch out to a Pokemon that needs the HP to be healed, they basically get a huge amount of HP healed, because with base 95 HP fully invested, you're going to be passing off almost 200 hit points, which is incredible. Now, as for the next move, we have Protect, which goes very well with Wish, because if you want to heal yourself, you're going to want to protect yourself the next turn after you use Wish. And the last move that we have is Moonblast, which is the strongest special fairy type move that this guy can learn. Now, some moves to consider. We have Toxic. If you want to be more of like a Toxic staller, then get rid of Heal Bell and throw in Toxic so you can Toxic stall your opponents. And then the next two moves are Light Screen and Reflect. And I added a little note here saying use Light Clay if you're running dual screens, that being Reflect and Light Screen. And what Light Clay does is increases the duration of how long those screens will be on the field and in effect. And Light Screen and Reflect cut the damage from special and physical type moves in half, respectively. Now, an alternative spread that I have here, if you want to aim to be a solid special wall, then the nature that you want to run is Calm, which lowers your physical attack and increases your special defense. And the ability, once again, we're going to be going with Cute Charm because it's the slightly more superior ability as opposed to Pixelate. And the item, once again, is going to be Leftovers. And the EV spread, 252 are going to go into HP, and 252 into special defense and 4 into speed. The move set and moves to consider stay the same. So this is kind of like a 2 sets in 1 idea right here. So with this set out of the way, I have another one for you, so please stay tuned. So with this next move set here, we're going to be focusing on just how specially offensive this guy can be. The nature that we're going to be giving it, you can either give it a modest or a bold nature. Modest to increase its special attack, and bold to increase its physical defense. And the ability that we're going to be going with is Cute Charm. As for the items, we're going to be going with leftovers yet again. Um, or you can even go with a life orb to increase the damage output and at the cost of 10% of your HP. Uh, Either way, it's your choice. I would recommend leftovers in my opinion. As for the EV spread, 252 we're going into HP, 128 into defense, and 128 into special attack. Now, why we're investing into physical defense is so that you will be able to take hits better while setting up. And as for the move set, we have Calm Mind to increase your special attack and special defense by one stage, Wish to heal yourself at the end of the second turn. So if you want to use Wish first and then set up a Calm Mind, you can definitely do that, and it will be quite effective. And after a couple Calm Mind boosts, you're going to be very, very tough to take down on the special side, too. On top of the fact that this guy is naturally bulky on the special defensive side as it is. The next move is known as Moonblast because it is the best special attacking move that is fairy that Sylveon can get. And the next move that we have is known as Psyshock. And Psyshock is a very cool move that is a special attack that hits for physical damage. So uh, you could be going up against a Pokemon like, say, Blissey, who normally laughs at special attacks, but once they get a Psyshock to their face, they're going to be reeling quite a bit. Not sure how much, but definitely more so than if you were to use a Moonblast against it. Now, some moves to consider. We have Shadow Ball. If you want to get rid of something like Psyshock or even Wish, to be fully offensive, then you can definitely do that, and it offers some really decent coverage. The next move that we can consider is known as Substitute. So if you want to run kind of like a sub-calm mining set, then you can definitely do that, or even sub-calm mine Wish. Um, for that to happen, you'd have to get rid of Psyshock, which gets rid of quite a bit of coverage and also gets rid of your fighting chance against poison types who would otherwise give you a tough time. The next move to consider, well, actually the next two moves to consider, is the Rest and Sleep Talk combination. And guys, we already know the drill with Rest and Sleep Talk, so I really don't need to explain it. If you're going to be running a Rest and Sleep Talking set, your best bet would to be get rid of Wish and Psyshock so that you can run kind of like a mono attacking set, along with the fact that whenever you're sleep talking, you can either attack or set up a calm mind, which works very similar to the first set that I have come up for you guys. And the last move to consider is known as Psych Up. Now, guys, I find this to be really funny that Sylveon can learn this move. So, say if you're up against a Pokemon and they happen to use any stat boosting moves. So say if you're up against like a Volcarona that has Quiver Danced a couple of times and you psych up their boosts, man oh man, not only are you going to be fast, but you're going to be tough to take down. Um, so that basically wraps up this set here and wraps up this video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please leave a comment, rate, subscribe, and tell me what you think, and I will see you guys next upload. This is Crasher Chase signing off.